Welcome back. So the Dreamcast itself looks pretty solid, but what about the games? We spoke to the editors at videogames.com and got their favorite picks for the Dreamcast launch. In fifth place is House of the Dead 2, the follow-up to the less than spectacular arcade port of House of the Dead on the Saturn. Once again, it's an on-rails shooter where you waste the various zombies and beasties that the game throws at you. And what it throws looks very, very good. This is a Japanese version of the game, but the only differences you can expect are the addition to unlock the option to show red blood instead of green. But really, what ooze do you think zombies bleed? The game will offer several modes, such as Arcade and Original, which is the arcade game, but with the option to customize some elements like clip size and damage. The game also comes with a training mode, which is made up of puzzle training levels that are almost as much fun as the game itself. The game is intended to be played with the light gun, though Sega has chosen not to release its peripheral in the US. Third-party guns, however, will be available at the launch. There are some who have found the game to suffer from its unnecessary difficulty, yet there is little question that House of the Dead 2 will become the premier console gun game. NFL 2K could mark the return of Sega Sports. The game includes such an unprecedented amount of detail that you can actually see individual people in the crowd and on the sidelines. The game's physics engine is sophisticated enough to mimic how players would act in the real world. The game has more than 1,500 motion-captured animations and uses AI that learns how to play and then responds. Collision detection is actually on the body rather than in the form of a cylinder around the player. The playbook for the game was designed by the Raiders defensive coach, and the game is definitely one of the first-party titles that Sega has very high hopes for. While there will be more than enough pigskin options for the Dreamcast, NFL 2K is definitely one to check out. Ready to Rumble, despite what you may think, is unquestionably one of the stars of the Dreamcast launch. This over-the-top boxing game comes with two modes, Championship and Arcade. Championship mode is a single-player mode that lets you take a boxer from the bottom of the ranks to the top of the list. Arcade mode is what you'd expect, straight boxing. The game's controls are exceptional and simple. The analog stick moves you about the ring. The triggers block high and low, but when used with the analog stick let you weave and bob. And the buttons on the face of the controller execute high and low punches. These controls let you jump right into the game and start landing slightly realistic combos. The visuals also look great. There are more than 120 facial expressions, so you'll know when you're on top and when you're really hurt. Blood and sweat fly off the bodies, and the crowd actually looks like people rather than a bad impressionist painting. Even if you've played boxing games in the past, there hasn't been anything like Ready to Rumble in a long, long time, and it sets a welcome and brand new standard for the sweet science. It makes complete sense that along with the new Sega system will be a new incarnation of the great Sega mascot, Sonic the Hedgehog. And as most know by this point, the little blue speedster is returning in Sonic Adventure. The game takes the linearity and structure of a 2D game and brings real speed to a 3D platformer. You play 5 characters, including Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails, who, when played through, will clarify the entire story of the struggle against Dr. Robotnik and the water monster Chaos. The game will consist of standard Sonic gameplay tied together with some adventuring areas that offer exploration, help advance the story, and provide bosses to fight. The levels vary from character to character, with Sonic levels being similar to the 2D Sonic, and other levels offering comparisons to Jumping Flash. The Japanese version of the game suffered from camera problems, but Sega of America brought in a developer to tweak the viewpoint issues. There's no denying, though, that a platform game never looked like this. It won't take much to convince you that Sonic Adventure is a 3D experience above the rest. We'll have our #1 pick after the break, and you probably already have an idea. But if those Dreamcast games whet your appetite, check out some more eye-melting Dreamcast footage at the Gamespot TV website. Simply go to our main page and then click through to our Dreamcast preview page. Next in our Dreamcast special, if you could only buy one game for the console, what's it going to be? We have our top pick. And we've examined the system inside and out, but what will be its future? And what games can we look forward to? Find out when Gamespot TV returns.